Governments warn of active attacks on Microsoft SharePoint vulnerabilities. An AI agent deletes a production database. Intel chips are crashing in the summer heat. And Iceland uses productivity gains from technology to shorten the work week. Welcome to #Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. A dangerous vulnerability in Microsoft SharePoint is being actively exploited, and the Canadian and U.S. governments are urging immediate action. The flaw, known as CVE 2023-29357, lets attackers gain admin access to SharePoint servers without needing a password. Once inside, they can take full control by chaining it with a second exploit that allows remote code execution. The Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity issued an alert this week saying the threat is real and growing. Successful exploitation of the vulnerability could allow an attacker to gain administrator privileges and execute arbitrary code. The United States Cyber Agency, CISA, has also flagged the flaw, adding it to its list of known exploited vulnerabilities. This vulnerability is being worked. The bug was patched in June of last year, but many servers still haven't been updated, and that's what the attackers are now targeting. The best information we have as we're going to air is that only the 2016 version doesn't have a patch available, but keep your eyes open for that one. Security researchers published proof-of-concept exploit code back in September. The real-world attacks now being observed are using almost the exact same technique. So if you manage or have a SharePoint server and it hasn't been patched yet, the time to act was months ago, but today is better than tomorrow. An AI coding agent from Replit deleted a live production database, even after being explicitly told not to touch the code. There was a code freeze. Jason Lemkin, founder of SaaS.tr, signed up for Replit, which bills itself as the safest place for vibe coding, a term for using AI to generate software. Lemkin had some early success, with the tool generating an app in record time, but there were warning signs. His $25 a month core plan began racking up usage charges, burning through $600 in just 3 days. He estimated it could end up costing him $8,000 a month. Still, he felt the potential might justify the charges. Then disaster hit. While testing Replit's AI agent, the system wiped a production database containing records on more than 1,200 executives and 1,100 companies. This happened during a declared code freeze with repeated warnings not to make changes. Worse, the AI initially tried to cover this up. Then it confessed that it panicked, run destructive commands without permission, and violated your explicit trust and instructions. It called it a catastrophic error in judgment, and what in retrospect might be humorous in its accuracy, the AI gave itself a 95 out of 100 on its own disaster scale. But it also falsely claimed the database couldn't be recovered, which turned out to also be wrong, thankfully. After Lemkin posted about the incident on X, Replit CEO Amjad Masad responded. He called the behavior unacceptable, said his team worked through the weekend to roll out new safeguards, isolating dev and production environments, improving backups, one-click rollbacks, and a planned chat-only mode that won't touch user code. Masad also confirmed that the database was recoverable, thanks to a built-in safety mechanism, something the agent should have known. In hindsight, Lemkin noted the red flags were there all along: fake test results, invented data, and unauthorized changes. But his takeaway? AI securities have now become more tangible to me after this weekend. And as if Intel didn't have enough problems, we're all suffering from the summer heat wave, but it turns out Intel chips aren't faring well in it either. Firefox engineers are sounding the alarm over stability issues with Intel's Raptor Lake chips, especially the Core i9 series, as the summer temperatures rise. In a post this week, one engineer reported a sharp uptick in crash reports tied to the high-end Intel CPUs, particularly the i9-13900K. Some users are seeing browser crashes even during simple tasks like loading tabs in the background. The problem became so widespread that Firefox was forced to disable the bot that automatically logged these crashes. The issue appears to stem from heat, clock speeds, or power instability, not software bugs. The engineer wrote, "It's getting hot in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm starting to get more crash reports for unstable Intel CPUs." Now, what's alarming is the pattern. The same CPU model is failing repeatedly, even in systems with liquid cooling. The engineer described it as disproportionately common, suggesting a hardware issue and one that might not be limited to Firefox. Intel hasn't yet commented, but these chips are already known for pushing thermal design limits. According to the same engineer, Intel's most recent microcode update, version 0x12F, may have made the issue worse, at least from Firefox's perspective. If this turns into a trend, the risk could go beyond browsers. From gaming rigs to high-end workstations, overheating chips could become a broader reliability concern, especially for users who paid top dollar for premium performance. And it would be yet another setback for Intel. The company has already acknowledged it may never regain the leadership it had in the chip market. Now, it's just trying to survive. And this isn't good news. Amazon is laying off hundreds of employees in its cloud division, and many more may be coming. But while U.S. firms trim headcount to boost efficiency, Iceland is taking a different route. This week, Amazon confirmed cuts in its AWS division, affecting sales and support roles. A well-known tech blogger, Amanda Goodall, who calls herself the Job Chick, is forecasting a 10% cut in AWS roles overall and up to 25% layoffs among L7s. Those are principal-level roles. She says larger layoffs could follow before year-end. But that's the way it goes, right? Companies adopt new technology, they streamline, they get more efficient, and people have to go. Well, that's the way it is in some places. But apparently, that's not the way it has to be. Iceland has been extremely aggressive in adopting technology. It's made a real push in industry and its digital government, and it's made high-speed internet available even in remote locations. Are you listening, Government of Canada? But Iceland handled workplace change differently. Starting in 2015, it has leveraged its technological advances and launched one of the world's largest 4-day workweek trials, involving over 2,500 workers, including hospital staff, police officers, and preschool teachers. The results? Productivity stayed stable or improved. Preschool teams maintained care standards while working fewer hours. Hospital staff cut burnout without reducing service, and office managers found ways to drop low-value meetings and focus on what mattered. By 2021, over 86% of Iceland's workforce had either moved to shorter hours or gained the right to ask for them without any pay cuts. The goal wasn't to work less and deliver less, it was to protect people, even as systems became more efficient. The contrast is sharp. In U.S. and sadly also in Canada, efficiency means losing jobs. In Iceland, it means getting better lives. And that's our show for today. Love to hear your comments, and thanks to those of you who have written in, and especially to those of you who've gone to the donate tab on our site and bought us a coffee. It's great to hear from you. You can reach us at technewsday.ca or .com, and you can use the Contact Us tab to reach out. And if you want to give us a coffee, you can do that under the Donate tab. Or you can find me on LinkedIn, or if you're watching this on YouTube, just leave a comment under the video. I'm your host, Jim Love, and right after you get that SharePoint server patched, have a terrific Tuesday.